Okay, like I told you in the last video, I'm not here to sell you anything and make you watch hours of blah, blah, blah. I'm going to give you the cure today and the cause of something called GERD. Now, GERD is also known as heartburn, but I have my own name for it, which for me is fake heart attack. I once, in recent times actually, had a bite of a tuna fish sandwich. At that point, I felt like I had to throw up. I had severe chest pain and like a real hot something coming up my, what do they call it? Esophagus. Esophagus. Okay, so anyway, uh, I remember my poor dad who died of a heart attack telling me, oh God, it felt like an elephant was sitting on my chest. And it was very painful. And I had this heat. It's like a heat coming up my stomach. And so I said, oh my God, I got a heart attack. So I had my lovely wife call the ambulance. Cost a lot of money to get the damn ambulance to take me away to the hospital. And then they put all these little rubber things on me and all kinds of tests and a blood test and da 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 da. And then the not funny at all, but the doctor says, hey, no symptoms of a heart attack. I said, well, what the hell was this all about? I felt I was about to die. He says, I think you got something called GERD. Uh, well, I knew I had GERD because I'd had things never so severe, but I'd had what they call this heartburn. It's like you feel like you're going to throw up after eating something. And the doctor says, oh, by the way, I was going to give you the quick cure so you can go somewhere else and have a milkshake. But so I'm going to give you the quick cure first, then you can say goodbye, and then I'm going to talk more about GERD. Okay, so here's the quick cure. People say, oh, a cure is Tums for the tummy or Rene. Hey, forget it. I've taken that. Doesn't really do the trick. But I actually got a prescription from the doctor, and it's a pill called pantoprazole. But you take this before meals, about half an hour to an hour before you eat. And this does a very good job. Now, if you forget, which I always do, not always, but sometimes, there's like an emergency pill called Motilium. And Motilium, they say don't take it too often because it'll drive you crazy, like me. Uh, but anyway, Motilium is you put under your tongue and it dissolves, and it's like a last minute cure, but it isn't really a cure. It just modifies the GERD a bit so you don't think you're dying of a heart attack. So, as I said in another video, always go for the, oh, I keep forgetting, yeah, I'm getting old, the version, generic version. And it's usually 1/4 or less of the price. There's an Indian outfit called Teva that makes generic almost everything. But because I'm in different countries, I have I just go to the pharmacist and I say I want pantoprazole, and they give me all different kinds of brands. And so here I am back home, and I've got all half a dozen different kinds, and I know that when I don't get generic because the pharmacy don't have it, uh, it's more expensive. All right, so now you can shut off and go away and do whatever you want. But I'm going to talk more about GERD and why, how you get it, and how you cure it. And okay, when I was very young, my first attack of GERD came. I was at a party and I drank champagne. Now I had drunk wine and booze before, but in this case, I had maybe a little too many, two or three small glasses. They call them a flute. So I had these flutes of champagne, not expensive crystal champagne, but it was just ordinary champagne. And right after that, I had this heartburn. Heartburn. It's that really hot feeling coming from your stomach up to your throat. And I wondered what that was, and eventually I learned it was something called GERD. And so, how do you get your GERD? Well, it's what you call trigger foods. Now, everybody has different trigger foods. Some will, if they have very spicy food like Indian korma or something, they get this attack of GERD. And another possibility, for me anyway, is if I have canned fish like tuna fish. Boy, that really does it. But any kind of meat or chicken or fish can set me off on this GERD. And as I said in the beginning, the cure, the perfect cure, it's not so bad, is you take something called pantoprazole, and you take this before you eat. Now, if you forget, then you take, and you're already experiencing the attack, you can take this motilium. And if you want to be absolutely sure you don't get any GERD, and you're smart enough to remember, you take the pantoprazole half an hour before, and you take the motilium, put it under your tongue, right, oh, right before you put the first mouth of food in your. Now, people who get GERD are usually overweight. Great. And if you get it, uh, don't lie down flat because that makes everything worse. Sit up in a chair. Don't try to lay down flat and go to sleep and wait for the GERD to go away. It won't go away. It'll just get worse. So you sit in a chair, and then, I don't know, this is a strange thing. You have a glass of 7 Up, not an old one that's been sitting around in the fridge open. No, you want that those bubbles. You drink that, and in my case, maybe in yours, the GERD uh, goes away. Now, the polite name for another symptom is regurgitation. That's between you and me, throw up. Okay, so that is one thing that happens, and at least there's one benefit: the GERD goes away once you throw up. The the GERD symptoms seem to die out, but you don't always throw up. And okay, here's a little disgusting hint: you take your tongue, uh, put your finger as deep as it'll go, and that causes you to throw up. I learned that from one of my bulimic friends who just wanted to be so skinny all the time. I think Princess Diana, she was an expert at putting her finger in her tongue. All right. So getting back to my story, overweight, trigger foods, obesity, big meals. Now, if you eat too much, some people they eat too much and they just feel bloated. Other people eat too much and they feel bloated and they have the GERD symptoms. Now, GERD is not pleasant, but it's usually not fatal. But guess what? Some people uh, have it so seriously that you can get esophageal cancer from repeated episodes of this GERD attack. By the way, the full name of GERD is gastrointestinal what? My cameraman doesn't know either. But anyway, it's uh, just say G period, E period, R period, D period, and every doctor knows what GERD is, and every pharmacist knows what it is, because just like herpes, uh, the majority of people in the world experience GERD symptoms every once in a while.